Scans of an ancient cat mummies revealed that the 2500 years old feline supposedly resting within the wrapping wasn't single animal. Instead, the mummies held the partial remain of three cats according to the new findings. Ancient Egyptian cat mummies aren't uncommon, and archaeologists have previously found tens of cat mummies in burial. In ancient Egypt, pets were commonly buried with their owners. The desire to preserve animals as offerings to the gods led to the establishment of an entire industry and the mummification of over 70 million animals. A group of researchers recently analyzed the 2500 years old Egyptian cat mummies that was part of a collection at the Museum of Fine Art in Rennes, France. The scientists performed a computerized tomography CT scan, a type of X-ray, to illuminate what was inside the mummy without unwrapping it, and then they created 3D digital and transparent 3D printed reconstruction of the mummy. The scan revealed that the ancient mummies was filled with some surprises. Instead of the cat head, the mummy held a ball of fabric. It was also missing a skull, vertebrae, and ribs, and instead had 5 hind leg bones from the different cat. According to the statement from the National Institute of Preventive Archaeological Research in France, the bones were decomposed and riddled with holes created by a corpse-eating insect. A researcher at INREP who was part of the project. Cat mummies have been found in very large quantities, sometimes in extremely degraded state and reduced to the state of accumulation of bones. But sometimes when you see on the outside is not what you get on the inside. While some animal mummies are complete, others are empty or have only fragments of animal bones. What's more, because the large mummies preserved as offspring for the gods sold for money, many of the mummies were made to appear bigger than the animal themselves, and some didn't contain animal remain at all. Instead, they were filled with organic material such as leather, gravel, etc. It's clear why the Rennes cat mummies held the partial remain of 3 different cats, but some researchers believe that it was part of an ancient scam organized by unscrupulous priests. Priests could have resorted to less elaborate preparation, impossible to detect the site for rituals, which gradually lead to mummy whose cat shape represent a visible reality beyond the real content. But Nichols and his team don't think that necessarily true. We believe on the contrary that there are innumerable ways to make animal mummies. The group of scientists projected the internal 3D reconstruction onto the 3D printed model of the mummy. This glowing object was represent the last month of the Sweden at the European Heritage Day 2019 event and will be on display for the people to view the Museum of Fine Arts in France. Ancient Egyptians seem to have been cat people, or at least cat mummy people. Researchers have dug up several mummified cats alongside about 100 wooden cat statues in a tomb complex near a pyramid built for the pharaoh who resided from 2291 BC to 2289 BC. The Egyptian Ministry of Antiques. The burials are located near the site of in Egypt. Archaeologists are sorting out precisely when everything dates to, but it appears that sometime between 717 BC and 332 BC, the complex was used for the burial of cat. So far, tens of cat mummies have been found there, along with the wooden statue, which were gilded with gold and may date on the same time. A statue made of bronze showing Bastet, an Egyptian goddess who appeared in the shape of cat, was also discovered. In ancient Egyptian mythology, Bastet had a multitude of power. On one hand, she was a protective goddess who could fend off a variety of evil threats, while on the other hand, she was also a goddess associated with music, dancing, and pleasure. A vast number of other discoveries were made within the near the complex. These include statues depicting as lion, cow, falcon, and crocodile, 2 mummified crab beetle found within boxes, and 2 mummified cobras that were found within cobra ship containing chapters from the Book of the Dead were also discovered. Additionally, archaeologists discovered the remains of human mummies, the remains of tomb meant for human, and several stone engravings. They also found the remains of basket drops and jar made of clay alabaster, and bronze. Excavations are ongoing and it will be some time before archaeologists can determine exactly when everything dates to and what the papyri and stone. Some of the engravings and tombs remain may date to the 5th or 6th dynasty, sometimes between 2465 BC and 2150 BC, a time when pyramids were being built in Egypt. A team from the ministry has been evacuating the site since April, and part of it was evacuated between 2008 and 2013 by a French archaeologist.